Hey there and welcome to the info channel. Today we're going to be talking about 10 quality life features that Blizzard has added into the new Wrath of the Lich King Classic that weren't originally there when Wrath of the Lich King came out in 2008. But first, I want to thank you and everyone that watched my last video. I was really happy with all the feedback that I received and the conversations I had with everyone. I just started this month and we're at 50 subs already. Let's see if we can get to 500 before the end of the year. Now let's get into it. Number 10, Elite Quests and Zone Storylines. So here's the blue post with all the changes for the Elite Quests and the Zone Storylines. If you would like to pause and read it yourself, be my guest. As it's very long, I'm going to summarize this and give you the key points on what you need to know. Now the first thing you need to know is they added phasing in 2008. What is phasing? Phasing allows people to complete a quest, and as they move through the story of that quest, it changes the environments or where certain NPCs are. Now the problem that they were having is that some people would finish parts of the quests and some people weren't. When they tried to group up with each other, they would no longer be able to see each other in that zone because that person didn't finish the phase quest to get to the next phase of that area. Now, this is still going to be an issue in Wrath of the Lich King Classic when it comes out, but their solution to that is to the end quest of these zone and the elite quests in the area, they're going to be adding emblems of heroism to motivate people to finish all the way to the end of that zone, which means you would finish all the phases, and realistically everyone should be in the same phase at that point. And the last thing you need to know is, what are emblems of heroism? Well, now you get them from finishing the storyline of the zone, the elite quests in the area. You used to get them from 5-man heroic dungeons and raiding. You use them to buy tier 7 and 200 item level PvP gear. Now, I think this is a great feature that they're adding because it's going to motivate a lot more people to actually finish the zone quests, effectively doing what they want and getting everyone into the same phase. Good on you. Number 9. Death Knight limitations being lifted. Blizzard decided to lift the limitations of the Death Knight creation. It used to be you had to have a level 55 on that realm before you can even attempt to make a Death Knight. But now they're saying once Wrath of the Lich King Classic pre-expansion, so the pre-patch, once that arrives, you'll be able to create and level a Death Knight character. Your first Death Knight created on any realm, so you don't even have to have a max level or a 55, is free of restriction. So if you are just coming back to the game now and all you want to do is play a Death Knight, you can make one. You don't need another character or anything. Go ahead and do it. After that first one though is when those limitations kick back in and you're going to need a character on that realm to make another one. And if you're new to Wrath of the Lich King or World of Warcraft in general, here's some key features of the Death Knight. They have presences that act like auras, kind of like a paladin. They have runes along with their runic power. Those are their 2 energy sources that they use their abilities with. And they have rune forging, which is their enchanting, essentially. You don't have to pay for a chance anymore. You just get to enchant your own weapons. They're a pretty overpowered class, even at the end patch that the game's coming out in. And they're definitely a fun character to play. Number 8. Heroic and normal raid lockout changes. Again, here's the blue post. This one is for the raid lockouts and what they're changing. Go ahead and pause it if you'd like to read it. I'm going to summarize everything you need to know. First thing you need to know is that in the beginning, when there was just Naxxramas and Ulduar, there was only a 10-man and a 25-man. Once Trial of the Crusader came out, they had a 10-man and a 25-man, and each of those versions had a normal and heroic mode. So essentially, once Trial of the Crusader came out, your 2 times a week raiding schedule turned into a 4 times a week raiding schedule because there were now 4 lockouts instead of just 2. Blizzard is addressing this, and their change is you can do a 10-man or 25-man, but you're only allowed to do one version of it. You can only have a 10-man normal, and then you are locked to normal. You can have a 25-man normal, and then you are locked to normal. Once you're locked to normal, you cannot do the other one. Same thing goes for heroic. If you do a heroic 10-man, you are locked. You can no longer do a heroic 25-man. So I think they're definitely hitting their goal again here. They're trying to make it so people don't have to run 4 raid lockouts. They only have to do 2. It's less time. I know that might make some people upset as they enjoyed running all 4 raids a week, as that's what they enjoy, but this is going to help out a lot of people and make it so they don't feel like they have to. Number 7, Raid trinkets are now unique. Back in the day, you were able to have a heroic version of a trinket and a normal version of the trinket equipped at the same time, which allowed humans that could have double DPS trinkets really have a huge power increase. But Blizzard is changing that. They are now making all trinkets share a unique equipped category. So if you have the heroic version of that trinket, you can only wear that version. They are now linked together and you can't wear 2 copies of the same one. I don't like it. So far, most of the changes have been beneficial to the player, but this one is just removing DPS from people, and I don't think that's going to make anyone happy. I know it might balance PvP a little bit more, but ultimately, this game is supposed to be about having fun, and we should be having fun, not things taken away. Number 6. Wintergrass Battleground. Again, here's all the blue posts. I'm going to go through and summarize everything you need to know. If you'd like to pause it and read it, be my guest. Now, Wintergrass back in the day in 2008 wasn't a battleground. It was actually an open world battleground where people would queue into it, but the only people that could participate in the battleground were people that were on that specific server. Nowadays, everything is so lopsided on if everyone is Alliance or everyone's Horde that this would not work. Their solution to that, they're going to make it an epic battleground. Large scale battleground, just like it used to be. It should work in the exact same way. The only difference is how they're going to be distributing the access into the raid that actually winning Wintergrass would let you get into. Back in 2008, only the faction that won Wintergrass was allowed to get into this raid. So essentially their solution to who gets to be in the raid or not, they changed it to a buff. The winning faction gets the essence of Wintergrass. It allows you access to all the additional content, but because this is a queued battleground now, anyone that has this buff should apply it to your whole faction, meaning everyone should have access to all of the additional perks and the raid at all times. They have addressed that this isn't a perfect solution, but this is the change that they came up with and the best one that they thought would work. I mean, it's a step in the right direction. They're giving content to everyone instead of removing them like the trinkets. So I mean, that's good. Another plus. Number 5. Race and faction change. Now, they've already gone out and stated that this will not be ready for the launch in September, but they will be adding it in a future patch. Now, they didn't want to add race and faction change as they felt like it was changing too much of the fantasy feeling that you had with your character, how it tied to you, but they more so want people to be able to play with their friends. So switching realms, switching factions, and being the race you want to be is ultimately fun, and they want this game to be more fun. So I'm glad that they're adding this later in the future, but it still will be a paid feature, so just be mindful of that. You will have to spend real money. Number 4, 2v2 arena changes. So we have some great news here. Originally in Wrath of the Lich King, 2v2 did not have an arena bracket that would receive achievements and titles. They are going to be bringing that over from Burning Crusade. So in Wrath of the Lich King, they are going to allow 2v2 arena brackets to be able to receive titles and achievements. This is a huge change, as some people only enjoy doing 2v2. I personally don't enjoy a 5v5, and sometimes I'll get into some 3v3s, but 2v2 is where I actually enjoy playing arena. It's pretty difficult to balance, so they didn't want to do it back in the day, but now they would love to have this feature in there and get everyone able to get into those titles and have fun. Number 3, looking for dungeon changes. Blizzard has gone back and forth a lot over the past couple months on if looking for dungeon, the random dungeon finder, would actually be in Wrath of the Lich King Classic. And they finally come out and said, no, it won't be. There will be no automatic teleporting to dungeons, no finding groups automatically, anything. But they will be using the upgraded bulletin board style of looking for group tool. They will be able to post on there what you're looking for specific dungeons, if you're a tank, healer, or DPS, and everyone that's looking for people will be able to see you posted it. It is kind of a modification from the one that we had in Burning Crusade, but it's definitely updated, and it's gonna help out a lot of groups form while keeping that social aspect. Number 2, fresh servers. Fresh servers are coming, and they are a huge quality of life for a lot of people that haven't been playing the game or have no gold or character that they're tied to. Now, they're not out yet, but they will come out with the pre-patch. Again, we don't know when the pre-patch is exactly going to come out. I'm hoping for the 22nd, 23rd, or 24th, but with these new servers, no one's going to be allowed to transfer to them for at least 120 days. Everything is going to be fresh, brand new economy. It's going to be a great time if you're just coming back to Wrath of the Lich King and want to have a fresh start and not feel behind everyone else. I think this might bring a lot of new people in, but this might also take a lot of old people from the existing servers and split them already. So we'll have to see how this goes. It is a blessing, but sometimes those blessings are a curse. Last but not least, number 1, patch 3.3.5. Now, patch 3.3.5 is what we're going to be playing all of Wrath of the Lich King on. That was the final balance patch of the game. It's going to introduce all kinds of additional systems that are changing, like professions, your talent trees, achievement systems, how you acquire mounts and where they're stored. I really suggest you go into the patch notes and see how your character exactly changes, as that's going to be the best way for you to know how to move into Wrath of the Lich King. And if you don't want to go and research it, the PTR is up. You can copy, paste your character over right now and see all the changes firsthand. See if you even like that character right now. You might want to redo it. And that's going to wrap up our 10 quality of life changes that Blizzard has made that weren't originally in the game in 2008. I really want to thank everyone that has helped this channel. It's growing and you're really making a goal a dream. So thank you for liking and subscribing. And I hope you have a good day.